I got a problem, y'all. I'm trying to make another batch of compost, and one of the most critical tools in which we use to make it is broken. Right here, I think everybody's heard, you can see it right there. Everybody has heard ad nauseum probably about planned obsolescence, meaning that they actually engineer all these things to break, especially when you get them on a discount rack. Now, if there's any creative homesteader out there that wants to make some ballin' sides, knock yourself out. But right now we're in a bind because I got all this carbon right here. And as a little side note, we got some straw, we got some leaves, we got mushroom blocks and everything. We got all these things, this diversity of material to make what I'm going to show you right here in a second. Now, I can't do that without a critical tool. We even got some alpaca poop over here, a little bit of chicken poop. But check this out. Bam! Some ballin' compost. This is really this is my best. And then we got another one going over here. But as you can see, I have bin, and then a couple over here that you can't see in the frame, all of which have got to get filled because I have determined myself to stay constantly, to come up with what is for me the absolute perfect recipe for compost. And to fill this cage right here, I need a couple more things in the form of nitrogen. Well, this is exactly how we get that done. So we need help. We're going to have to employ some big help, some specialized help to get this done.
Hey, Mom, can you stop making that knife dull and weld something for me?
Yes.
She just happened to acquire a skill a while back of being able to do that very thing. So, Michelle, what is that skill and where did you learn it?
Welding. I learned it in Texas. I went to welding school in Texas.
Yeah, in addition to what she, her college degree, her military education, her farm education, now she has a trade education. That's why we're saying to add up as many things as you possibly can. Do you feel like that's something you can fix?
I hope I can.
Wrong answer. She's always going to tell you. She was so good at that welding school, they wanted to make her an instructor. So she hasn't done it for a while. And she's always going to downplay what it is. But also, you were the only lady in that course, right?
In the class, yes. There was a female instructor, but in the class, yes, I was the only female. Yeah, so she was dropping it. So the point is that for all these people that think that they have to stick with traditional roles, and she can do all that stuff. I mean, she can lay it down in the kitchen like nobody you've ever seen, make some bread that I'm just feeling like, okay, I forgot everything that I was talking about because I brought up bread. Okay, she can do all those things, but in addition to that, she can do so many other things. And having this skill has proven to be a very, very critical one because we are at that time to where just throwing things away and looking for something else on the shelf just doesn't make any sense anymore when you're paying twice as much for half as much quality. Yeah. So I'm going to put this all into your capable hands and see what you do with it. I believe we have to bend this back straight. So we're going to do that first or grind it off. We'll probably clean it off first really good and then bend it back straight. And then we're just going to put a very small couple of welds in there. So now I'm just going to clean this area off where I'm going to weld. And you do that just to get a lot of the dirt and debris and also any paint off so that you do get a good weld. What's that doing?
Sharpening it, or just removing any burrs, anything, any nicks.
All right, William's driving on with the material I need to get the nitrogen that I need for my compost pile. But Michelle's adding the portion that I need that's high nitrogen, which in this case, it just happens to be comfrey. And she's using that rice knife, both of which we sell at the website if you want one. But right now, this is exactly where we are, where we need perfect proportions because I'm working on my recipe. But what's really critical is that we want as wide a diversity of materials as possible because it's all going to translate to the compost.
All right, so Mom's got this all welded back together now, painted back over it. We're going to go ahead and test it and see how it went. I'm not sure how well it's going to work because there is a temper on this scythe blade, and that welding temperature may have messed up the temper right here on this, you know, high stress part right here. So we'll go ahead and try it out. Also, everybody who is critiquing the technique on this particular scythe, you're comparing it to the Justin Rhodes video where they're showing you how to scythe. That is a completely different model. That is a completely different scythe and technique. It didn't hold.
Okay, so this thing was clearly messed up from the word go. He got 3 swings into it, and now it's right back to square one again. So this thing could not, I'm sure it could be repaired if we were to put, I mean, there's a number of ways we can go about this, but you know, we could add another piece of metal to this and bolster it up, but we ain't got time for all that. So we're gonna grab plan B, an old school scythe, and see if it holds up.
All right, so we swapped out the heads for this, what, like 100-plus-year-old scythe, or from this 100-plus-year-old scythe, and put it on this new body because that old scythe, it's a pain to deal with as far as the body goes. But we're gonna go ahead and see how that goes.
But you can tell right there, the steel is more robust.
It's heavier. It's definitely heavier on the edge, or on the end. And also it's angled differently, so I wonder if that'll have anything to do with it. A couple seconds, that's a whole lot of compost material. I think I'm gonna have to adjust the head a little bit so where this tip is angled down so it cuts a little bit better. Right now the whole edge face is catching the grass all at once.
You're just a good little milk boy, huh?
All right, so scythe is repaired. Not the way we intended, but it's done. Ain't that right, milk boy? So that enables me to go ahead and take the last little bit of what I got here and get it into my compost pile. So there you go, y'all. I mean, that's how it goes around here. I mean, it's teamwork. Everybody has their own little thing, but at the same time, we work together when we have to, especially on joint projects where it's going to be a ton of this stuff. So it's non-stop compost making, but it all starts with that scythe. And that's the material that I'm putting into here, as you can see. All right, hopefully that is a blessing to you. If you need any of the comfrey we talked about, rice knife, bone sauce, world's best deer repellent. It's not a panacea, but it's the best there is. Check us out at the website. Until next time, this is Billy. On behalf of the rest of the family, where permaculture is my passion. We'll see you next time.